That's right, it's tea time, but I'm not holding a cup of tea because I can't really hold a cup of tea while I do these kind of reviews, so yeah, it's tea time. So the game that I'm going to be reviewing today came out on the PlayStation. It took like some 300 staff members to create and 3 years to produce before it was finally officially released, if I'm not mistaken, in 1999. I'm pretty confident on that one. The game I'm referring to is The Legend of Dragoon. This is the green label. I do own a black label version. I just got it today in the mail. I'm quite excited. So, gameplay wise, some things that I enjoy about this game in general is that the Stardust. There is this item that basically you have to go around and you search for it. It's not like in some games where an icon will appear and it's like, hey, there's something here. It's not like that. It's basically random. Just going and clicking the X button and your character will search for something if there's anything in that particular area to search for. There's a total of 50 Stardust that you can actually accumulate. Eventually you run into this character who will, you know, give you items for every 10 that you find, or I should say 10 that you give her. Other gameplay aspects, battle system wise, what I enjoyed was the introduction of additions, or a combo system. Basically your character, as he's running toward the enemy, this little funky thing will appear, and if you hit the X button at the correct time, he'll perform another attack, basically a combo attack. The enemy also has the ability to counter your combo attack, in which case it'll switch and you have to hit the circle button. If you hit the circle at the right time, then you can continue your attack. So that was something that I enjoyed. Another thing that I enjoy about the battle system was magic. When you cast magic, if you hit the X button really, really fast, constantly it would become more and more and more intense and ultimately do more damage. It would extremely worked way better if you had a turbo controller. It was awesome. I'm talking awesome. Oh yeah. Other aspects, overall, it doesn't have a lot of side quests. It doesn't have a lot of mini games. It does have some, and the most ridiculous mini game in it is where you have to race somebody to cut some vegetables. Completely retarded. Usually don't even do it, unless it's part of the story. I can't really remember. It's been a while. But either way, it was dumb. I know that. So, overall, gameplay-wise, for The Legend of Dragoon, I'm going to have to give it a 7 out of 10. Yeah, that's right. See, I can be a fan and still be a hater at the same time. I don't know if that made any sense, but it just goes to show that I'm, you know, not like, yeah, this is an awesome game, you need to get it. I'm not like that. I have to do this realistically, alright, even if I do like the game. Alright, so let's go move on to the graphics. Cinematic graphics, awesome as always. I'm going to have to give them, you know, a 9 out of 10 right off the bat. What about the just basic graphics in general? Gameplay, battle system graphics. I'm going to have to give that, a 5 out of 10. When you compare it to a game like Final Fantasy IX, the gameplay graphics are just far more better in Final Fantasy IX. Final Fantasy VIII, I would say they're almost the same, but Final Fantasy VIII, I would probably rate those graphics at like maybe a 7.5. They're still not as great, but definitely. Yeah, so the graphics could have been improved in that area. I mean, if it took them 3 years to make this game a team of 300 people, you think it could have been a little bit better. Alright, moving on to the story. I enjoyed this story. Quickly summing it up as fast as I can. You have the main character, Dark, who goes on this journey to find, originally, this girl who gets kidnapped, which happens to be his crush girl, or, you know, childhood friend, childhood crush, whatever you want to call it. Her name is Shauna. She gets kidnapped. He goes and gets her. They find out that, you know, she's part of the main plot for the bad guys who want to resurrect the god of destruction to annihilate all life on Adenius, if I pronounce the world name correctly. And obviously it comes to the end. You have actually a couple of main characters in your team that will actually die. One dies quite early in the game. The other one actually doesn't die until you actually beat the main bad guy. Overall, you know, the story, I'm going to have to give the story an 8.2. You know, it was there, but it could have been improved just a little hair better. Overall, I'm going to have to give the game a 4 out of 5. You can find it on Amazon or eBay used. You're not going to find it at GameStop. You may find it at a mom and pop store, kind of like Level 1 Games, which is not a big chain like GameStop. So other than that, I definitely recommend you get it.